Apple iPhone Catharine Hamm Samsung Galaxy. The only thing more amazing than the geographic breadth of our readers' travels is the quality of the pictures in this year's summer vacation photo edition. The travel section asks you to share pictures from your summer 2017 idylls, and you responded with about 1,000 shots, suggesting that you're all journalists at heart. More than 325 of those arrived in the 3 days before the deadline. The photographs were taken in French Polynesia, San Miguel de Allende, Mexico, and Orange County, Washington State, Brazil, Myanmar, and more. It was not easy for the Times photo and travel editors to reduce this pool to a manageable size. You can see more great photos in our 2017 summer issue gallery. The care with which many of these photos were shot suggests a dedication to photography that goes beyond capturing memories. It speaks to a visual intelligence that has grown more pronounced, in our estimation, as the world increasingly has access to high-quality photography through smartphones. Well done, readers, and thank you for sharing a worldview that reminds us why we love travel. Catharine Hamm, travel editor, Supiti, French Polynesia. Zara Wong, San Marino. Wong, a 20-year-old biology major at UCLA, spent much of her summer volunteering at a hospital in Samoa. But she also left time for French Polynesia and took a boatload of camera gear. When she reached the peak of Maupitas' 1,250-foot mount, Tirafaracia, she was ready with her Canon EOS Rebel T5i, a remote trigger and a tripod, which she tied to a pole to resist the wind. It was one of those moments where you feel quite insignificant and humbled, blessed and exhilarated, amazed and appreciative, all at the same time, Wong wrote. Carancha Pantanal, Mato Grosso, Brazil. Carancha in Chino Ho. New crocodiles and caimans secrete tears that contain minerals that butterflies need. Share knows now. She took this picture July 2nd, using a Canon 5D Mark IV with a 400mm lens and a 1.4x extender as she sat in a bobbing boat. To keep the image sharp, she shot at 11,600th of a second, ISO 1250. Rebecca Griffith, Havana, Cuba. Rebecca Griffiths, Riverside. Griffiths was walking in Havana on July 1st when she came across this foursome. My husband is Jamaican, so I'm familiar with how seriously Caribbean men take their games of domino, she wrote later in an email. She grabbed 3 shots with her iPhone 7 Plus. She didn't notice the 3 empty bottles of rum until later. Kenley Taisma Costa Mesa. Kenley Taisma, Santa Ana. Sometimes all you need to do is look up, especially if you're at the fair. Taisma saw this opportunity on July 15th on her first visit to the OC Fair. She shot it with her iPhone 6. Christine Pence of Valdez, Alaska. Christine Pence, Riverside. Pence spent a week in and around Valdez and came home with a lot of bear pictures. The take on July 20th looked different from the others. These 2 yearling grizzly bears were playing with ocean junk near the water's edge, ignoring the mother's call to leave, Pence recalled. They were so absorbed in playing that they were unaware of Pence and others, snapping pictures from a nearby roadside. She used a Panasonic Lumix DCG-H5 camera. Mary K. Ashkenatzer, Cuzco, Peru. Mary K. Ashkenatzer, Laguna Niguel. Ashkenatzer was in a church balcony on June 9 when she spotted this mother feeding her child. At the same time, the child was feeding greens to the alpaca. She got the shot with her Nikon Coolpix B700. Kevin Foley, Cappadocia, Turkey. Kevin Foley, Rancho Palos Verdes. Foley rose before dawn on July 26 and boarded a basket under a big balloon with about 10 other thrill seekers. Soon they were dangling over Cappadocia, which looked like another planet. There were dozens of other balloons in the sky too, but Foley turned his Canon M5 mirrorless camera away from most of the others and toward the sun. That's when he got this shot. The ride lasted about an hour and cost about $100. And then they broke open some champagne for us, said Foley. It wasn't bad to do that all before 6:30 in the morning. David Leroy, Banff National Park, Canada. David Leroy, Mar Vista. June 24 was a great day on Bow Lake in Banff National Park, with scattered clouds, calm water and snowy slopes. Leroy was there on his way to a hike with friends. But first he stopped to seize the windless moment, a classic mirror shot with his phone, a Samsung Galaxy S5. By the time his hike was done, Leroy recalled, the wind was up again and the mirror just a lake. Avery Walsh, San Miguel de Allende, Mexico. Avery Walsh, Malibu. Walsh was on her way to the Saturday market the morning of August 12 when a man appeared down the block, his upper body buried beneath a load of colorful flowers. So she stalked him, politely, and eventually he stepped into good light and away from cars and people. That's when she snapped her iPhone 7. Matt Cohen, Provence, France. Matt Cohen, Phoenix. It was nearly sunset on June 29 when Cohen saw this opportunity in the lavender fields of Provence. Had been shooting for about half an hour, thinking of Van Gogh and all the other Impressionist painters who had worked in settings like this, when the clouds opened and the low sun illuminated the side of the farmhouse. A visual feast, he wrote. Mike McDonnell in Le Lake, Myanmar. Mike McDonnell, Newbury Park. The morning showers had just stopped. McDonnell was making his way along a bridge over in a lake, shooting lily pads with his Canon and a long lens. Suddenly a farmer, steering his slender teak boat, appeared beneath me, he wrote in an email. McDonnell decided he didn't have time to dig a different lens out of his camera bag. He grabbed his iPhone and caught a boat and boatman just before they vanished under the bridge. Kevin Rowland, Alabama Hills, Lone Pine, Caliph. Kevin Rowland, Bakersfield. When the sky gets interesting, Rowland and his wife Ellen like to hit the road and do night photography. On July 22, with the Milky Way on display, they headed for the Alabama hills. To get this picture of the stars, Mobius Arch and a young couple, Rowland made a 20-second exposure with his Nikon D500, using a 1424mm lens. Connie Frank, Okavango Delta, Botswana. Connie Frank, Beverly Hills. Frank has been on 4 African safaris. But on June 2, tracking a cheetah, she saw something new. The animal jumped onto a termite mound, first facing away, then toward Frank. She snapped, hoping to catch the serious look on its face, searching for prey. She was using a Panasonic Lumix DMCZS25 pocket camera with a 20x zoom. Frank estimates she was 30 to 40 feet from the cheetah. Claudia Owens Shields, Sonoma County. Claudia Owens Shields, Coviquate was July 24. Shields and her daughter, Amani Sarah, age 14, were enjoying the bluff-top views of Comet Beach just north of Bodega Bay. Amani, a gymnast, handed her iPhone 5 to her mom, asked for a picture and executed a grand jeté. Mom shot a burst of pictures, including this one. Julie means San Juan, Puerto Rico. Julie means Corona del Marmians spent 12 days in the Caribbean this summer, including a stay at Renaissance's La Conca Resort on San Juan's Condado Beach. She loved watching the morning ritual where staffers dragged lounge chairs out to the beach. On August 28, Means pulled out her iPhone 6 and snapped an eerie shot, just one of the chairs and the tracks in the sand, no workers or guests in sight. We didn't receive too many videos, but here is one our photo editors enjoyed. https://www.instagram.com Peak 7 Teakball, Santa Cruz, Oaxaca. Alexandra Musi, Mexico City. Shot on September 4 with an iPhone 7 Plus. Copyright 2017, Los Angeles Times.